Get that pep in your step. Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and we finally have a Noggle legendary. It's Pep, Raucous Raider. This is a crime card in Brawl. Whenever you hit your opponent with creatures, you'll be exiling the top card of their deck. And you can play those cards, cast them if they're spells, but if they happen to be permanents, they will lose all of their types and become artifacts, which you can then smash and get 3 mana from. Pep is very cool if you want to take some of your opponent's spells and use them for yourself, and then sacrifice both your artifacts for mana and their artifacts for mana. In this deck, we're going to be doing a bit of aggro, trying to grow wide so we have lots of treasures and attackers. We have a lot of cards with haste, we have a lot of cards that make tokens, and some cards that help us generate mana of any color so we can cast our opponent's spells, because sometimes you want Pep to swing in because, well, he's got trample and haste. This deck is also taking advantage of just trying to make it so your opponent doesn't want to block. Playing cards that have Death Touch, First Strike, and are otherwise difficult to block. Maybe they have Menace, maybe you give them Death Touch. There's a lot of different ways to try to force damage through and then steal your opponent's spells, which is one of my absolute favorite things to do. I would say at its heart, this deck is a red aggro deck, but it's got a little bit of ramp, a little bit of fixing, and a little bit of extra crime on top. So let's take Pep into the queue and see what we can pop off the top of our opponent's deck. Imskir, Iron Eater, will be playing a lot of low-cost artifacts and things that discount their artifacts because it, and many other cards in their deck, have affinity. It draws you more artifacts, and then it throws the artifacts like a Bosch Iron Golem. I've got little guys I can spit out here, which is awesome, so I will spit them out and start stealing. Fewer cards in hand means more crime done. Quarry Steel Cutter. Ooh, I have that in my deck. It might be the nerfed one, but it's still really good. Oh, that is an artifact. That is an artifact. Into your already costing, like, nothing. I don't think I go for Pep this turn. I think Pep's next turn. We're gonna go Kari Zev, get myself a treasure. Treasure and more stealing. Monkey, monkey, monkey. Bone shards! You don't got anything to destroy. Terminus of Return. It makes black mana. It's indestructible. And Demon. Okay. You got any more artifacts to play out? Oh, a Thran Spider. Good blocker. Gives you another artifact, too. Oh, hey, Monstrous Rage. Forgot I added you to this deck. We don't play the Ragavan because she just makes another one. We could leave Pet back if we wanted to use it for mana, but I think this is going to be better. I have the one treasure. Would I have had lethal if I used that on something else? No, I think it would have been off by 1. Because it's +3. Wow, that's a lot of stolen spells. I'm going to use the Phyrexian Tower. And I'm going to sacrifice the Phoenix chick in order to cast... because I can use you for an artifact. Ooh, wait, but I have Tezzeret. Tezzeret to grab me the Mox.
Everything. My network is already.
Oh, he enters with 0. Oh, because he's an artifact. Okay, 1 sec. So I have to untap an artifact or creature. So I'm going to untap Pep. Pep's going to sacrifice the Power Stone for red. We can play Anne's Rag. Seems good. Yeah! I forgot. So because he's an artifact, he does not get the Planeswalker entering with loyalty. He enters with 0 loyalty, but happens to trigger himself. That was my bad. That's just the funkiness of how Pep changes types. Yes, they all lose their original types with Pep if they're permanents. Non-land permanents. Why not sack the monkey? Because I forgot it was going away at the end of turn. Hi, Imskier. Imskier draws cards, loses life. And they're saying, GG! For good game. Good donkey. Katara, Waterbending Master. She'll be countering our spells, bouncing our creatures, protecting herself, and gaining experience, which quickly adds up to, well, a lot of cards being drawn. I kind of like just the, like, ramp here. Haywire Might gives me a little guy. Feast of Famine, not going to prevent me from being blocked. Crack this open. Stomping Ground. Arcane Signet. Sordo Feast and Famine. Little guy deployed. And I'm not attacking in. I'm fully expecting, like, Malcolm to come out here. Kind of a backup commander for Katara. Nothing. Okay, no bounces, no counters, no kills. And they played nothing. Well, then I'm going to start with the Sword of Feast and Famine on the Haywire Might. Paths of Tuinvale, making it even cost more. Alright, I will use the Kami of Bamboo Groves, discard it and channel. Play those 2 lands. Thank you, Exploration. Exploration got added to this deck because I kept hitting only lands off Pep, and I was like, you know what? Fine. I want to play the stolen lands. It's also just really great ramp. Look at all that mana. Sheesh, I can give everything I want haste. Hi, Katara. I got a Dust Bowl and an island. Play this. It surveils. Copperline Gorge. No, I'm good on lands. I'm going to exert the Arena of Glory. Because my hand is empty, this should just draw me a card. Cool, Mutavault. Give him the stick! And he is utterly insignificant. However, he still is going to get the equipment on him and all of the equipment's abilities. I'm going to bring out Pep. And I'm going to swing in with the... oh, I guess he loses the haste. I'm going to swing in with Pep and the Haywire Might. Sadly, with no Sword of Blinky Blanks... oh, man, I moved 2 lands off the top. No Sword of Blinky Blanks, I don't get the untap. It's alright, we'll move the sword over. Hey, where might you look like you could use a sword? I guess I could also get rid of the utter insignificance with it, but... I got better stuff to do. Hold up. Cryptic Command. Okay. Do I have anything tasty I can do? Because they did this in first main. Yes. They did not do this before I declared attackers, which means I actually have enough mana to animate Mutavault. Give you the stick. And start swinging. Let me steal, lady. Hope I get a bounce spell. Yeah, get him with the bing bong. Sweet! It's a land I can use. Oh, that it untapped itself. That's so cute. I'm gonna throw the sword back onto FOMO. And because I got this exploration, I'm gonna keep playing lands. preventing the 1 damage. Sure. There are some, like, +1/+1 untap spells. Crack this open. Thin my deck. Dang, I have enough mana for the most expensive card in my deck. Awesome. Oh, yeah. Shogunzan. More little guys. For the little guy gods. Get in there. Into the Floodmaw. Not on Pep. I wonder if they have a second spell to prevent Pep. Okay, Storm. So they are going to turn my boys into frogs. Okay, that's smart. So they're preventing me from using this to get rid of the one on Pep. That's good ordering. Try to bring out the FOMO. He'll now be drawing 4, which, ew. It does not give protection from blue, so it wouldn't knock that aura off. They're not attacking in. They don't want it. Can use Arena of Glory. Try to hasten Rahilda. Am I on that beatdown plan? Oh, always and forever. They're gonna stifle this ability. More experience. But I can activate it again. Though I was kind of hoping to Spike Field Hazard my Pep and then just cast it again. I think I'm going to do that. Oh, but Amy, think of all the damage you have this turn. Okay. No. I want to use my commander as more than just a 1/1. You could give this +1/+1. That's so funny. So they memory lapse this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It goes on top of my deck. And yeah, I guess I'll just start swinging. I wanted to free my boy. You're getting a good amount of damage, though. Make them discard, but they are going to fully just draw a new hand here. They draw 6 and discard 1. And they could get something like a Cyclonic Rift. At least it wouldn't bounce this. It looks like that's going to be game, because they didn't find something to deal with just how wide I am. GG. Leovold, Emissary of Trest, will be preventing me from drawing additional cards. Not that I do that much of that. I have some Impulse Draw here, and I have very unusual lands in this opening hand. I still think this is keepable. I will be probably paying some life, though, since I'm not going to want to target them or their creatures, since it would cause them to draw a card, which is just ever so frustrating to do. Oh, look, I got a regular mountain. I'll play that. I'm going to go for Kellen. Kellen is blockable by Leovold until I bring it up to, I guess, being a human fairy rogue detective. You gotta level up your Kellen. This card's weird. It's really good, though. If you're playing any kind of aggro deck, it is card advantage, and it becomes a double striker. And that's just good. Double strike, good. Mystic Sanctuary. I'm bolting in. I'm swinging in. I gotta play this Loot Monger because I constantly want to steal my opponent's cards. Now, this is unfortunately the nerfed Corey Steel Cutter, but I'm gonna be dropping the Phoenix Chick because it can come back from the grave. Let's see, we got Jace. He goes under his owner's control. Malevolent Rumble. I guess I'll take the kill spell. Killing Leovold, it's not good for me, but there will be other things other than Leovold because he dies to the bolt. Yeah, I need to attack with 3 or more creatures and then play red-red. But that's doable. Ooh, Arena of Glory. Swinging in. I'll level up Kellen. What do you got? What do you got? Looking for a land. Or 1-drop. I'll take 10. What's all this then? Opposition agent. Ah, they wanted me to search. I do have a fetch. Glad to see you first. I guess I'm just going to, like, kill her. Or try to. Let me start with the Corey Steel Cutter. I love upgrade 1-drops. Yeah, the figure, including the new one, is really nice. All right. Get her! See if I can get a land off Kellen. I did! Rockfall Vale! I'll take it. And I think of cards that everybody plays that I don't care for or think is bad. Probably the card I see the most that I'm a absolute hater for is Mana Confluence. Sure, it taps for mana of any color. For the price of blood. What was that? Oh, extra turn. Here comes Leovold. I'm going to try to just kill him. We'll see what they got. Draw a card. They could counter this. They could protect him. Or they could just let him die. My cat wants to be in the video. And typically, there's a reason why people are playing cards. There isn't always a good reason why people are playing cards, but there's usually a reason. Sup? I do want to deal 6 damage, but they're tapped out, so I'm going to take this as a turn to play some other stuff. Alright, what did I get? Okay, Spike Field Hazard. Not really what I would want. I'm going to use Resourceful Collector. And that's going to bring back Corey Steel Cutter from my graveyard. I can cast it. It's exactly the way it normally would be, except it's a food, which is really nice with, like, Pep. Because turning things into artifacts makes them easier to sacrifice. Yay. Do I want to try to kill Leovold before doing anything else? You know what? Corey Steel Cutter. This is the nerfed Corey Steel Cutter. It's important to say because it really is that much different. Bringing out the pep. I know you got something because you got 6 mana up. Okay, fine, Scrap. Scrap, I need you to move your tail a little bit so I can push the chair back. Thank you, honey. Countered. Okay, and they drew some cards. Milady. Catch the Corey Steel Cutter. Yup. And I'm going to let one of these die so I can swing in with everything. I don't have double red for you, Phoenix Chick. I'm sorry. Yeah, it doesn't give +1/+1. It doesn't give trample. It does give haste, though. I'm gonna play Kalen. I'm gonna pet this cat. Ooh, this is a good cat for petting. Ooh, this is a good cat for petting. Yeah, Resourceful Collector, do not sleep on this card in your Gruul decks. It's very good. It's essentially card draw from your graveyard every turn. Delicious. Oh, except they get rid of it. Dang it. Yes, hello, Scraps. She would like a treat. Oh my god, look at that face. Right in the camera. I'm gonna try to kill. I think they have too much mana up for me to really, like, do things reliably. Yeah, Arcane Signet. Want my triggers. Terra Sunder on the Cutter. I could technically sacrifice it to gain life. I'm not going to. Put this on the lowest priority target. See if I can get Leovold out of the way. They do still have Hive of the Eye Tyrant. It's a good cat. Mwah! See if they got a kill spell or anything here. No, this is my lunch. That was your lunch. She's like, can I have some? You could also have like a Nashi or something. If I had one more mana, that would work with Kellen. You want to exile this before I can cast it? Good idea. Yeah, you're a good cat, Scraps. She gets as many treats as she wants. Because I want to give her... Oh, I want to give her all the food in the world. Ooh, Briar Reach Sanitarium. Leovold returns to play. I know I should do it in end step. I'm doing it now. Surveil. Mutavault. Cool, but not what I want. And leveling up Kellen. Pep hasn't gotten to do much, but the cruelty of our deck is shining through. The most damage I can do next turn would be Den and Kellen leveling up. Overplaying Tap. So that's what we're doing. In we go. To the Goblin Zone. And they concede, knowing that they have to block Kellen. He gets the double strike, and they're taking lethal from everything else. GG. Cavaro, Mind Bitten, a combo commander that casts itself as a copy of a card in the graveyard, and oftentimes can use that to bring things back using cards like Bringer of the Last Gifts or even Arden. And you can tutor cards into your graveyard to make sure you always have the right card at 4 mana with Cavaro. This hand is pretty nice, though. It has Ragavan into Gut. It has Stormforged Armor. And it has Pep. He's a Dunkley. I'll play Ragavan. Big surprise. A turn 1 Ragavan in this house? Yeah, it's happened before and it'll happen again. I'm sorry, it's not Cavaro, it's Superior Spider-Man. My entire time I was watching the tournament coverage, I just kept calling him Cavaro. Oh, Bone Shards dropping a Vein Ripper. Yep, that's a good thing to reanimate. Oh, Bombardiers, unfortunately, kind of occupying the same spot as Gut, but not something I want right now. So I'll just Surveil. Lightning Bolt. No. I need, like, a land for Pep and some Whittle stuff. I'll play the Bombardiers. Not playing anything to sacrifice. They could have some kill and counter spells, though. They are in Dimir colors. Mana Leak, that works. Next turn, they could have a 4/4 Vein Ripper, or they could entomb something else. We'll see. I want to play Pep. But I want to have more attackers. Oh, a tainted indulgence. Bark, bark. I'm a dog. I give haste. I buff things. Roiling Dragonstorm draws and discards. I'm keeping an eye on the things in their graveyard. Visions of Beyond. Oh, wow. A lot of self-mill going on in here. But they didn't go for Cavaro this turn. Instead, holding up mana. They're doing like Blue Mage type stuff. Looks like they shuffled. Okay. Pep! I could play this, but I want to see if I can like steal a land and play that. What do we got? Terminus of Returnamus! That's not a land. Man. And it's perpetually an artifact. It was already an artifact. Fine. I'll play the Phoenix check. Kiora, the Rising Tide. Draws 2 and discards 2. And if she tacks in, they'll be making an 8/8 octopus. Is it an octopus? I want to say it's an octopus. Yeah, Scion of the Deep. Still, the reanimation targets they've played, it's still just the Vein Ripper in there. Chicken. Collective Brutality. On a little tiny bird? Wow, that's rude. We're gonna get silly on it. I am sacrificing the Enduring Courage here. Shouldn't this have gotten +2/+0? Or no, because it was created at the exact moment this isn't in play. Well, it doesn't matter. This is lethal. Hi, Marshal Argle. This is going to be a black-white sacrifice deck, looking to sacrifice lots of creatures, including their commander, because that gets them vampires, which is fun. If you want to see 2, 4, 3 white-black vampire tokens for the low cost of killing their commander, I think I want the turn 1 ramp here. Kami Bamboo Groves is nice because it can also deal damage later. Gets me that commercial district in. And, ooh, Rahilda. I will take Rahilda next turn. Terminus of Return. A little bit of ramp. Ra, heal, and Da. I'll play the Mirkwood Spider. Got a Fatal Push. That's all good. So Argle, the name of the game, though, is playing and reanimating your commander because it's actually gets its own fuel. You need an Argle's Bloodfast and a transformed Argle's Bloodfast in order to get those 2 vampire tokens. And each time it dies, it lets you make one of those if you don't already have them. Oh, there's a way to sacrifice a creature. Or technically destroy, I believe, not sacrifice. I'm giving Rahilda sticky fingers. She already has sticky fingers. I'm making them stickier. Oh, they had a dismember. That's the kill spell. Oh, darn. The big problem that, you know, always happens with auras. They're very 2-for-1-able. In you go, little guys. Argle coming into play. They have the ability to kill him on demand using the staff. Or you could just let me kill him by swinging into him. Except I'm not attacking with him, because I'd like to use him for mana. Yes, he gets Death Touch. If I steal something castable, I can sacrifice the Rabbit Battery. Okay, that works too. Let's see what we steal. If you're wondering, like, well, why not sacrifice it in response? Because they can kill their commander anyway. Okay, Bitter Triumph. And Jet Medallion. Both not cards I can use, both not cards I can play. Oh no! My creatures! My little guys! Exiled. Well, at least the graveyard wasn't exiled. That's 3 damage to face. This is potentially lining up more better stuff. But that'll let me bring these back next turn. One of them. Yeah, I'm gonna go for just 3 damage to the face. Whee! Tweet, tweet. Rahilda is now food. Food. With the land, they are able to sacrifice Argle and then gain 1 life? Yes. 1. Rite of Oblivion, they are sacrificing it to exile the Resourceful Collector. No, my collector! Oh wait, I had Lethal off Den. My bad! I missed it. I forgot that it's like, oh, I have 4 to animate, and it deals 4. I would never remember things. So, Argle's Bloodfast, they do not want to transform it because they already have a transform one, and these are legendary. This reanimates their commander, and they can kill it on demand in order to get those vampires. Hi, Radek. Are you a knight? You are a knight. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do it. In response to this, we get rid of the Bloodfast. So they don't get the 2 blockers. I was a turn late, but I still got my my lethal. The enemy of Gruul. Life gain. Erdu and its backside Isilu have lifelink. They are giant flyers, and they're able to convoke your creatures if you have the front side out, or kill them and bring them back because they all get persist on the backside. This is a way to enable certain combos to spill out tons of creatures. You can play it with cards like Heir Apparent, and apparently this person is going to be protecting their cards with the Giver of Runes. I'm gonna bring up the Squelcher. I don't think they're gonna have many counter spells. A Tithe is always possible, but this makes it harder to touch my creatures. Ooh, a little loss, a little. I'm not swinging in with the Bastronaut because they could just, you know, block it and the first strike kills it. Yep, this way they get a free block. They'll gain 1 life, but they'll lose 2, and my speed will go up. Get lost, I have to pay 2 life, but then I get 2 map tokens. Now, maps are very helpful to have, especially if you're playing with Pep. They're gonna gain life, they're gonna get a cat. But I can sacrifice these maps to make 3 mana. I'm not going to be swinging in with Pep. I'm going to swing in with these 2. Fully understanding that, like, they could double block and give protection here. I can kill the Giver of Runes if they do that, though, because she cannot protect herself. All right, yep. I am going to sacrifice this for red and pump this up once to kill the Giver of Runes, because the Giver of Runes is a problem card. All right, I hit once. What do we get? Come on, something tasty. Prismatic Vista. Okay, well, that was land. It would have to be something that costs 0 anyway. The little Ocelotl is going to do what it does best, which is make some tokens. Scraps, look. It's a kitty cat. It's an Ocelot. Oh, Woe Strider. Woe Strider is a good free sacrifice outlet if you are doing persist combos. I'm gonna lead with this. Even though I could use it to get the manas that they have. The mana colors. Make a little guy. I'm planning on leveling up the Kellen. Whee! And I can't do it again, so I may as well just, like, do my surveilling now. I should technically wait, but... the longer I wait, the longer I have to hold priority. We surveil! Ooh, Bombardiers ain't bad. Skrelv, another protective card. Warren Soul Trader, another sacrifice outlet, but this one makes treasures. Alright, let's get him with the Bomba. Swelcher, Bombardiers, Kellen... Random 1/1. You say you're staying back so I can use your abilities. Remember, this becomes a 3/2 double striker. I feel you should become a 3/2 and then later get double strike. I guess they couldn't fit any more text on there. Yup. That token's getting sacrificed. I just wish this still gave trample. Actually, I might sacrifice the Quarry Steel Cutter. Killing that Warren Soul Trader. Keeps this more alive. The option. I could also just sacrifice Ruby for it. Yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice Ruby, because then I can still sacrifice the Quarry Steel Cutter for 3 mana. Steal the spells. And I guess they realize that I have too much stuff going on. Scraps, look, I win! Rellos, Lenore Emissary, and they go first, which means they're going to have this Rellos out very quickly. And he'll be tapping for loads and loads of mana. Thankfully, I have a Lightning Bolt in hand, which is why I kept this hand, so I can bolt the elf. Actually, I think I'm going to play the Phoenix Chick on turn 1, though. Yeah, I'm going to play the Phoenix Chick on turn 1. Because, like, they were playing it on turn 2. I can do that on my second turn. I want damage. Hello, Rellos. Goodbye, Rellos. Running in with the Phoenix Chick. I have another piece of removal in hand. This Bridgeworks Battle. But let's see if I can get something even better. Like a Bombardiers! I was about to say, like something that can yeet my creature. Emergent Sequence gets them a land, and the land becomes a fractal. More mana for Rellos. But that is also a very killable forest. We love land destruction. As long as it takes the form of a Garblin. Kaboom! Welcome back, Rellos. I'm going to bolt this in. Play Karizev, crew of 2. Swing in with both of them. It comes with a Ragavan. The Ragavan is going to go away at the end of turn anyway, so we could sacrifice it and win the game. Kill Rellos enough times, and you might just win. Jenova, Ancient Calamity, will be growing their creatures, turning them into mutants. And then you can kill them to draw cards. I guess this is an okay hand. It has my colors, it has a little guy, it has some removal, but not removal that's good at killing Jenova because she has 5 toughness. Though they'll be playing other creatures, oftentimes things that put counters onto Jenova, so she can grow your creatures even more. Phoenix Chick, get in for 1. Hi, Scraps. She stuck around for a while today. Ooh, Birds of Paradise. How spikeable. Play Lizard Blades instead, but I think this is better. And then we can use the Bombardiers in the future. Spectacle of Destructions. As creatures die, they're gonna cause a wreck. I don't really have anything I want to sacrifice with this right now. So I'm gonna go Lootmonger, dropping Lizard Blades. Oh, Griston Goyf? Oh, man. I want both of these real bad. I'm gonna take Grist. Grist makes bugs I can sacrifice. Satina. So far, they're not really doing anything with the +1/+1 counters. They're just ramping, playing off some sacrifice. Soon, by the way, you won't even need Jenova to turn things into mutants. We're just getting a ton of new mutant cards, which, sweet. You want to go for Pep this turn? Yeah, we name Rogue, kind of no matter what. Or Grist. I'm going to play Grist because it gets me the treasure token. Gets me to bug a bug. Bug a bug a bug. Bug 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 bug. I feel like they built Genova less of a scales deck, which is how I built it, and more of a sacrifice deck. Oh, hello, Haywire Mite. Yeah, because that's a high market. Accursed Marauder. Goodbye, Phoenix chick. Has Impetuous Lootmonger's treasures always been tapped? No. They used to come in untapped, and it used to be a 2/1. But the heist archetype in general just kind of got nerfed. It was apparently too strong, which I could believe it. So they have the ways to just sacrifice this. I'm not even blocking, like... Yeah, hit the grist. I'm not using the -5. I'm not built around that. Okay, they're gonna exile my treasure. Sure, I'll sacrifice it for red. That draws them 2 cards, gains them 3 life. How did the heist mechanic get nerfed? It didn't. It's the cards that it's like within got nerfed. Let's see if I can just get this Genova out of here. They can take her to market. They made Grenzo not cast every spell for free. They made this thing bring the treasures tapped. I don't know if they changed any of the other heist cards. Ooh, big Agademes! Let's go! Bye, Lootmonger. I hope I get another land soon. That's what I've been kind of hoping for. Might need to just, like, ambergris it. Sorry, Minskin Boo. I know what I want. Yes, please. Let's see if they triple block. They did not triple block. So I can kill Satina by throwing... ambergris or the Signet. Could save that to like try to force damage through next turn. Spectacle's getting them so many cards. Good for them. Ridgeworks battle by making Genova bigger. She'll be putting more counters. Innkeeper's talent, make her even bigger. So now we're seeing some of them buff cards. Toughen and buffing. No, my grist! I worked so hard for that. I have to keep her alive. And by work so hard, I mean I heisted it. Pep has not gotten to do any stealing because Pep was killed. Oh, play additional lands from those 8 million cards in your hand. Yep, there's 2 more. Raucous! If my creatures die, they can get some cards. What do you do when you specialize into green? I don't have another creature I control. But I could if I plus. But I could also, like, play Mirkwood, kill that. But then I can't specialize. There, that gives me a creature. Yes. Oh, it left the Cavern of Souls up. No, I don't have that many rogues in my deck. I should have manually tapped to make sure it left up one red, one green. They can get a lot of good damage in this turn. No, my chainsaw! I wanted to use that to do a kill. But now I can't. Braco grows. Genova grows. Braco's now at 12 power. I take it. Pet, please. I have the ability to gain a life, doing the sacrifice. We swing in. I do not have the stuff for that. I will discard my hand, get 2 more. I will grow Pep, since Pep is the trampler. If they block Ambergris and gain 1 life off High Market, they go to 1. And now I have to kill, like, one of these. Okay, I do not have the right mana for that. So I will kill, let's go kill Braco. Overkill Genova. 10 counters on the spectacle. But let's see, because they might be able to make Genova absolutely massive this turn. Okay, Bloodghast does have haste, and that's gonna be game. Genova makes it Grova. Nice. GG, Genova. You freaky alien mommy, you. Ketramos, the new Dawn, will be exiling pretty much anything I have. I have a little bit of removal early. I can't get this out until turn 2. And then I have some aggro through Gut. Though what I don't have are ways to get around. Ketramos. Ketramos is really tricky because of this. You just keep getting more and more removal by using removal. Also, the Menace Lifelink Indestructible against Mono Red is kind of rude. And while I'm not truly Mono Red, I'm mostly Mono Red. I'll throw down this Virulent Emissary. I got myself a Lightning Bolt at the ready. Oh, have I discussed the price tier secret lair? Not really, because I wasn't streaming on Monday when that happened. And, well, who doggy? I'll tell you this much. Those secret layers, those are a silly one. I'm gonna go for Gut here. Swing in, sacrifice this, turn this into a 4/1 skeleton. Hey, Insane 42, thank you for the 103 month resub. That's a lot of months. Have a good day at work. Yeah, they sold a secret lair. It was one of those like random drops, and they had multiple price tiers for like the same cards. And it was supposed to be like, oh, well, once the, like, cheap supply runs out, then people will buy the more expensive ones. At least I assume that's what it was supposed to be. I could steal here, but I think it's actually a little better for me to go for, like, Enduring Courage. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Courage this turn, because I already played a land that turn. It's a Chaos Vault. I don't like the Chaos Vaults. I think Secret Lair in general is just too frequent. Okay, a Soul Guide Lantern to exile all the graveyards we don't have. A shadowy back streets. You've surveilled Scrabbling Claws into the graveyard. Okay. Here comes Pep. Here comes Pep. Do you have a Tithe? Swords to Plowshares? Path to Exile. All right, let's grab a green land. Get him, Pep. We're down to 3 life. Okay, I can't use either of those. Ah, yes. More cards to exile. Well, there's gotta be 7 cards in exile now, right? Yeah, there's 9 cards. You can play Ketramos, and Ketramos do got that lifelink. But it doesn't matter, because the Skeleton from Gut has Menace. A very ineffective Ketramos. Hey, bye, Forest Guardian. I do have 2 lands in my hand, and the Exploration to play them both on the first turn. That's not bad. I will keep this and hope that Exploration helps me play a bunch of stolen lands, though it's going to be hard to attack through the Hey Bye. Oh, look at that. Nice. I actually get the Exploration here. I drew another land. I'll use the Scalding Tarn. Scald myself. And find a shock. Because life is a resource. And we need to spill lots of stuff into play so we have more ways to steal, more ways to play. Ooh, a Garblin and Narcomancer. If I go for Lelia, I have a chance of hitting another land that I can play. Or I could have gone Goblin and Narcomancer and Rahilda. We'll see if they have a counterspell or anything here. And I will just swing in with Lelia, leaving back Goldhound. If you're wondering why leave back Goldhound, it's because if I do hit a land, I may be able to play another one of these by sacrificing this. Oh, just kidding. Lelia is dead. I'll swing in with a Goldhound then. Bing bong. A Talisman of Unity. And a Farseek. Definitely gonna get that Hey Bye down next turn and start spitting out shrines. Aww, a wee hobbit. I'm actually going to not play Pep this turn. I don't want to sacrifice this. Look for a land off of you. That is not a land. And would I rather have this over that? That over this? I'm just waiting for one. Addermole Cub to start because it's going to turn 1 mana into 2. Flesh Portico now tapping for double green. Or like 1 white, 1 green. And Hey Bye finds which shrine? Spirit Oasis. Card draw. And still enough mana for a Noble Hierarch. Terrible. Awful. Hate it. I don't have a good way to force damage through this turn since their creatures are bigger than me, but I can still use Gut to get somewhere. Could sacrifice you for it. Okay, it would at least get a block. Sacrifice the Gold Hound. Getting myself a Skeleton. We're doing that Gruul aggro. Got a setup for Pep. They have enough mana to replay Hey Bye. So I have to decide, would I rather kill the Mana Dork or would I rather kill the Hey Bye? I would actually rather kill the Mana Dork. If they have a blink in hand, they can blink Hey Bye. Hey Bye can also make spirits, but the spirits can only block and be blocked by spirits, and I don't have any of those. I have goblins and werewolves and hobbits and a Noggle. A fine Noggle. Well, woo. I love my oodles of a woodles. I would like to start with a Bridgeworks battle. I'm gonna have my Rahilda fight the Badger Mole Cub. Bringing out Pep. And I'm swinging in with Rahilda and sacrificing this map token. So I have a 4-1 and a 4-4 with double strike. Again, they kind of want Hey Bye to die, since it means they get to cast it again. Was it a donkey sound? Yeah, he brays. He's a Noggle. Noggles are donkey-headed. They're not creature-type donkey. Sanctum of All. That'll be tutoring for more shrines, drawing them a card here. And this can't block anything we currently have. Oh, nice. Okay. It is now daytime. I'm gonna back up onto the skeleton and just swing in with that. And turn... I think Rahilda, possibly. Yeah, I'm gonna turn Rahilda into a secondary skeleton. Rahilda's just not very good at swinging through the Hey Bye unless we have that Death Reader's champion ready. Alright, so yes, that will kill both of them. But we'll get even more damage through. I could have also swung with everything just to, like, really force damage. But then I had less chances of stealing. And I know what I'm here for. It's crime. Excellent! I have stolen a land. And it's actually a fetch land I can use, which... Yay! Fetch lands I can use! Sanctum of All is going to tutor a shrine directly into play, and this happens at the beginning of upkeep, so they could get something that triggers on enter the battlefield, or triggers at first main, or in end step. That's what the creatures do. They won't be double triggering, though. They only have 2 shrines, and then it will be a 3rd. And sure, they could play, like, 2 more for hand, but I think we're okay. You know, Hey Bye costing 8. Oh. Southern Air Temple? Okay, that's a big spirit. Aang's Journey. Kicked tutors for a shrine. So at 4 mana, they could get the other legendary shrine commander. Goshen Tai. Oh, or go for Hidden Cruelty. Did they not get a basic land? Maybe they don't have a basic land. Since they have 1 mana up, they are able to destroy one of my creatures. I'm just gonna crack this now. Whee! Surveillin. Spikin. Nah. And this is based on toughness, I want to say. Yeah, so you could kill, like, a skeleton. Or Pep, but I think a skeleton is probably going to be your pick. Or Gut. Yeah, Gut. But I think we have lethal here, so I'll take it. I'll bring out the Death Greeter's champion. I'll throw down some boots too, why not? And then swing in with my little army. Oh, Stickfinger is going to be tutoring a combo right into the graveyard. Arden and Ulamog. These are pretty useless here. I'm going to be tossing them, though I do like the Mirkwood Spider. I would rather have early ramp in order to try to race old Stickfingers. This hand, I do have some ramp. It's not the fastest, but it's good enough. Hey, Ansrag, you're fun. Got myself my Burnout Bastronaut, while they probably have some discard spells, kill spells, and of course the reanimation for their combo. My goal here, I want to go super wide and manage to steal their combo pieces. That's like the dream for me. I'm actually going to play the Mox Amber right now. Nice. Yeah, if I could steal Arden or Ulamog, that would be very funny. This is a reanimation piece. Get that Pep in my step. And I could leave Pep back to try to cast stolen things, but I think it's more important to just do the stealing. Okay, Command Tower and Golgari Signet. Human? You can't use that to cast all Stickfingers. Everybody in, except for maybe Nightshade for mana of any color in case there's a black spell, or Pep. You know, I'm gonna leave back Pep because I can sacrifice these for 3 mana and speed up. Come on, I gotta steal something good, something tasty, something delectable, delicious. Okay, a land. I mean, yes, it is reanimation, but it's not useful reanimation. Polluted Delta doesn't get anything for me, but Bloodstained Mire does. I'm going to do something kind of weird here. I'm going to grab the Surveil land off this. Because maybe I can surveil a creature from my own graveyard to reanimate. Nope, that's a land. That is not what I care about. I guess I'll just ramp over, like, bringing out Ansrag here, because I think that a board wipe is something very possible from them. Amy, think about it. You could trade up your Ginger Brute for it. Ah. Yeah, there's not going to be any creatures that I would steal, even though if I stole a creature, it would just become an artifact anyway. Okay, Stomp. Great, I'm swinging with everything this time. I got the mana. I wonder if I should be buffing this and just going for a lethal. I wonder if I had lethal off that. It would have been like 6 more damage. Okay, it would have been just short. We got so many hits. Please, something I can use. Okay, I got a reanimation spell. I hit Arden. Chat, I hit Arden. I did it. They don't have their combo. This is exile forever. She's gone. Grahatia, Scion, Reborn. Casting non-creature spells unlocks the power of heroes. I like this hand. It's got a way to steal some of those non-creature spells if they happen to be instants or sorceries. I've got some removal, and I've got just a stupid card that really should have never been printed. Broadside Bombardiers to toss things. Not the rampiest hand until we get to Roxanne, but that's okay. Once we get that big old kitty cat, we'll be getting Meteorites, which can be sacrificed to Pep or just used for mana. Yeah, I go first, but I have Gemstone Caverns. It doesn't matter. It's just a colorless land today. How did you make Grahatia go? I don't know. You pay some life. You make some guys. You give everything lifelink. I feel like I built Grahatia, I think. Since that's Mother of Runes, I do have to kill it right away. It is unfortunately just a card that, if I let it stick around, there's no way for me to get rid of it. That unlocks some green. This has nothing to hit. Guess I'll just play the Bombardiers, just getting the damage. It's like that or I use these two, but I'd really rather save the Enter the Battlefield on this. You can also use free spells with Grahatia. Like Cheerios will get you to hero tokens. Daga. Yeah. We smart. Okay, they did not play Grahatia. See if we can get that Pepino step. Some hot peppers. Brainstorm! Oh, they're brainstorm fetching. Possibly fetching into a counterspell. I could steal that Brainstorm off Direfleet next turn. It's a nice one. Oh, it's a Tithe! Okay. Commander back in the command zone, and I'll swing for another 2. Just rude. Rude. Yeah, I feel like if broadside Bombardiers were when this deals combat damage, you can choose to sacrifice an artifact or a creature and deal the damage, it would be a much more balanced card. The fact that it has Menace makes it so hard to, to deal with this card once it's declared as an attacker. So I think if they have, a Swords to Plowshares here, they should just use it. Oh no, they're gonna make it unable to scream. Aren't we all unable to scream? Ah! Am I throwing Ragavans? I kind of want to throw Ragavan at Grahatia. Yeah, let's do it. All right. We throw the monkey at the kitty. Bye, Taco Cat. Yo, why does it deal 2 additional damage? You could throw lands with this. You want to play Grahatia again? I got more tossables, I promise. Oh, they're cursing. Are you cursing Pep? Yeah, they pepped. they pepped him. Direfleet Daredevil. They would curse a donkey. You could throw lands with Bombardiers if it's an artifact land, yeah. You can also sacrifice them to gut. Aw, dang it. Alright, I'll swing in for another 2. We're getting more hero support in the Marvel set. I think it's like Captain America buffs your heroes. That'll be silly. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can bring them to 1 if I throw Roxanne. Nah. If I directed that damage at face, it would have been 2 damage, plus another 2, plus 7. Which would stop Grahatia for doing things, but I'm gonna try to make kitty cat violence happen. Did I have fun? Not really, no. Bombardiers is sometimes just a little too much. Ren and Six. It can deal 1 damage at a time, or bring lands back from the graveyard. It'll be very good at killing my 1 toughness creatures, but not as good at blocking them, though they have landfall things and just gruel goodness to support and back them up. I think that this Ginger Brute might not even come down on the first turn because we know it can die to Ren and Six. But if I can get them to minus, I'm going to take it. I want to just play as many creatures as I can so I can steal from them. And what's awesome about Ren and Six, first of all, it doesn't have Strip Mine anymore. Second of all, their spells are all in the same colors as mine, which means I should be able to cast them without having to worry too much about mana. Exploration lets them play additional lands. Very good with Ren and Six, especially because they have that fetch. Zev gives me the most attackers. Nightshade Dryad gives me a little Death Toucher. And it also gives me the ability to play Pep next turn. Oh, they've got decisions to make. You could just Ren and Six, snipe down that Ginger Brute. Then you would be open to getting smacked into by a Donkey Man. If they plus, they'll have a lot more loyalty, and attacking Planeswalkers is actually, like, actively bad for me, since it won't work with Pep. Like, I have to deal combat damage to a player. Alright, they're just cultivating. They will get the land in play, and they can play an additional land this turn, so, sure. They have 5 lands in play. And 6 mana because they're sprawling. They're like, I need more mana. You really don't need more mana. I will play Pep. I'm going to attack with the Ginger Brute, but not Pep. See what I steal. It is Shifting Woodlands. That is a land. I am still going to sacrifice Ginger Brute here, since, as I mentioned before, killable by Ren and Six. Arcane Signet, Zev. Gives me more attackers for next turn, because this comes with an extra attacker. Awesome with on-hit abilities. Oh, but here's a prime time! It's good that they don't have Shifting Woodland. Yeah, that's a very good card for them. Unfortunately, that is a Valakut, and they do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other mountains. So the next mountain they get by, say, attacking with Primeval Titan, they will get to, they will get the Valakut. They also do have the fetch in the graveyard. I'm going to swing in with everything here. Pep does not need to be alive to use the spells, and I do have the Chainsaw as a follow-up. Hello, I be peppin'. We steal. Lightning Axe. Not enough to kill it on its own. Move my commander to the command zone. We're gonna see what else I steal. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I will play this Hawk that's an artifact. Get double mountain. And now I can use this lightning axe, or I could use the chainsaw. I'm gonna use the chainsaw. If you're wondering why not go for the Vista instead of the Stolen Land, the answer is because I wanted to cast a spell this turn. Here comes the Malevolent Rumble. Yeah, they're going to be making like every time they have a mountain, they get a bolt. That's very hard for me to deal with. Oracle Moldiah lets them play additional lands each turn. That is not a land, but this is going to get them lands. They can play 3 lands a turn. Primeval Titan is legal. Primeval Titan's legal. Paradox Engine's legal. You know how it is. Welcome to Brawl. Well, maybe you don't know how it is. This is how it is. Cinder Glade. Bolting the Nightshade Dryad. Rev up those Friars. Scavenger grounds. Okay. Get the double prismatic vista from Pock. Be peppin'. Swing at face with both of you. Or do I just want to go with Karizev? I feel like I need the damage because Pep dies so easily. But wait, there's more. Prop rotation lets them get a forest, or sorry, a mountain, so they can trigger Valakut. Valakut is very newly added to Brawl. Bye, Pep. I have no pep in my step. Still going for face. They'll just keep having more bolts on demand. And they can also hold these fetches to, like, use them on my turn. Alright, they have decided not to block. This is still asking, hey, do you want to sacrifice me? How about now? How about now? Oof. Another fetch. And they shuffle. Every day they're shuffling. Let me guess. A mountain! Valakut's blasting Karizev. At least I'll be able to put a chainsaw on Pep soon. I will have the mana for it thanks to the stolen Pock effect. But he'll still die too quickly because they have these fetches and he's got 3 toughness. So I'm gonna need one of my bigger creatures. Maybe a Natali would be nice. I would love that. Donkey with the chainsaw. They can play one more fetch. Nice Wary Zone Guard. I actually considered Wary Zone Guard for this deck because it is a pretty good beater. And we are running fetches to thin the deck. Just one of those cards that's a little too good for what it is. Alright, another land. Alright, we have a Death Greeter's Champion, but they can deal 3 damage on demand, which means that it's not going to be able to really survive. I would like to double the Crag Crown. We put it on the back, but it will copy and make a version of the front. And playing this, it just dies. So here's the Birds of Paradise. Oh, with a chainsaw! Kill it. You know you wanna. Yeah, she can kill it. My bird! For that, I must fetch. Where is Zone Guard? I feel like they're gonna be able to just, like, bolt me down soon. I wonder how many more, mountains they have in their deck. If they're running Valakut, I assume they have at least 10. They have 6 damage on demand, and they can make that even more. 9 damage even. They're swinging. They're bringing back a land. Alright. I have enough mana to not get through here. That's too bad. At least they're losing 1 each time they use these fetches. Doesn't give her haste. Just makes her slightly harder to kill. Bolted! And with nothing with haste, Gut's also just gonna die. Yep, those are mountains. See a dust bowl on top. Ooh, some fury. Are there ways to animate the artifacts in these colors? Not good ways, but there are ways. You can even do it in colorless using things like Tezzeret. But there's like the Ginger Brute, I think is what it's called. Or no, Tough Cookie, sorry. Tough Cookie is the one that can animate artifacts, but it turns them into 4/4s. For better or for worse. Alright, they got 2 more fetches, which means... honestly, they can just kill me instead of my creatures. But look at how big Pep is! Wait, they're gonna let it hit? Oh, yay! Maybe they're out. Maybe they're out of fetchables. It's an artifact, but it will still get sacrificed. It's a big donkey. Thespian Stage can enter and, like, become a copy of Valakut, but that's not helpful if they can't get another mountain. Okay, so they're getting a mountain into their graveyard in order to get the kill. Yeah, turn the Thespian Stage into Valakut. Valakut, by the way, not legendary. It is named. It is not legendary. So that's gonna be 6 to my face. And then Weary Zone Guard can finish me off with another 5. The game, Ren and Six. Dak Faden, stealer of artifacts, and the greatest thief in the multiverse, according to him, not me. I'm the greatest thief in the multiverse, according to me. They're going to be playing their Planeswalker. And this Planeswalker will, in fact, steal my artifacts. So I'll have to be pretty careful about not keeping too many artifacts in play unless I'm about to sacrifice them with Pep. Oh, gosh. I guess I do want untapped mana. I'll pump this up by 1 and I'll swing in. Let's get him. Nice. Sapphire Medallion gets them a discount. name Rogue. Rogue, there it is. Resourceful Collector is the most damage, but I kind of want to like do some setup here with Fable. Swing in, get my speed up once again. This is a rogue, but a few other cards in the deck are rogues as well. I don't think any in hand, though. This should be a rogue, but I just don't think there was room in the type line for it. She steals! She's a wanted cutthroat. Ooh, a discounted Saheeli. They're gonna start spitting out little tokens. And they can turn those tokens into other artifacts and creatures. I will discard Sundering Eruption and the Rahilda here. They can potentially be brought back off Resourceful Collector. Here's Pep. I'm gonna drop this Ragavan. Deal 1 damage to you, and a few more to you. And I would like to kill Saheeli, even though it means fewer cards are going to get stolen. I only have 1 mana to use the stolen cards anyway. Oh, Pyrokinesis! I'm not going to kill my own creatures. No, I'm good. This deck also plays with a ton of draw and discard synergy, like Currency Converter, which I think is very strong. Currency Converter is one of those cards that's a lot of value for a 1 mana artifact. Oh, Liquid Metal Coating, though, just lets them steal anything. Because it says, you know what you are? You're an artifact. Pep is become what he smashes the most. So they steal my Pep. Rude, Dak. Very rude. Okay, and let's see. That would be 2 mana for 2 damage. We're gonna play a Resourceful Collector. I do not have lethal here. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 if I want it. So I should probably kill Dak as part of this instead. It might actually be better to not kill Dak so they can't steal something else.
This isn't a cause worth dying.
Ooh, Rahilda is food now. Yeah, Resourceful Collector is another Gruul alchemy card, digital-only design that plays nicely because it does the artifact stuff. But it does it from my graveyard instead of from their deck. Yeah, Liquid Metal Coating is typically like the card you search for in this deck because it enables stealing anything. Would you like to hit your converter for 3 more mana? I mean, that's good mana. Yeah, you can tap this land for mana and then sacrifice it to Pep for 3 more mana. I wonder if they're going for like a rebuke or something like that. Some high cost spell. Oh, Kitten. I hope you try to blink Pep. That would be really funny to me. No, they're gonna go for this. I think that they need to hit Kiki Jiki or Bastronaut here. Yeah, Dak's going around stealing people's Noggles. If they try to blink Pep, it goes back under my control. This is owner's control. Huh. My Kiki Jiki, no!
So sorry. I've got
Gotta double block that Bastronaut. because this nasty little thing is gonna be lethal. Oh, maybe they don't know. Yeah, when your speed is maximum, when you gotta go fast, this Bastronaut, it's hard. Real hard. GG. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars, and I like to get into, play some cards with Pep. I think Pep is a very cool design, and it's the sort of thing that you actually could do in paper. Now, it wouldn't be things perpetually becoming artifacts. It would just be if you cast a, non-land permanent this way, it becomes an artifact and loses its other types. But that's totally doable, so I would say Pep is a proxyable legend that you could play in Commander. Or you could just play it here in Brawl and have some fun too. This deck, it's definitely going to win more without Pep doing that much, and that is fine. We have some incredibly strong cards in Gruul aggro close to the ground. We got Bombardiers, we got Gut. We have these really good red cards that have been added into the game, which means that Pep won't always get to do what he wants to do, but you will still win the game. If you want to maybe slow down the deck and try to just turn this more into ramping and a couple of evasive creatures, maybe things like Ginger Brute and put in some swords, you absolutely can. And I'll say that that may work pretty well if you're just trying to do crime and not trying to hit your opponent in the face for lots of damage, which is what the red side of this deck and the green side of this deck both really want to do. When I was playing this deck, I never really had a chance to Tali anybody. I don't even think I drew the card a single time, which is a shame, but I would love to see just more Gruul crime. I've seen crime in most color combinations, and this was previously the Gruul crime commander that at least I would play with, so it's nice to see another alternative that's a little more interesting. Since Atali is just kind of good stuff, Pep takes a lot more work to get rolling. And you didn't see it in this video, but we had a game where somebody had a Paradox Engine in an Artifacts deck, and they stole Pep and used him to keep tapping and untapping, sacrificing their artifacts for more mana, which was also very funny. If you want to build Pep as a Artifacts commander, having it hang out with the likes of Marriott and Resource Collector, maybe Jarsel too, these graveyard interactions, you totally can. I don't think it'll work very well, but it might be interesting. If you're looking for my deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you'd like to suggest a commander, especially one from the new Lorwyn Eclipsed Alchemy set, or Lorwyn, or just in general, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you have a crime card you would include in this deck, let me know. Maybe there's room for more. I don't have the curse in here. We could always add it in. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.